Hello everybody, hello. Good to be with you fine folks. Welcome back to the channel. And as always, we're going to show some records. This is a dig I did about 2 weeks ago or so. And my first dig of the new year. First vinyl dig of the new year a couple of weeks ago. And it was a good dig too. It was nice to get back to it. I don't vinyl dig as much as I used to when I first joined the VC. So anytime I get back to vinyl digging, it's a great thing. So anyway, let's just get into this and show you what I got. This is from Dream Theater. When Dream and Day Reunite Live. Basically, it's Dream Theater's first album recorded live. And I believe this was recorded in 2004, maybe? Let me see if I can find a date on here for you. I don't think they actually list one, to tell you the truth. I mean, this collection came out this year, but yeah. Dream Theater's original 2004 release. Full performance. It's a reunion with their original singer, which was Charlie Dominini, I believe his last name is. Well, he sings on the last couple of songs. So it's cool to see their original singer coming back. And also, keyboard player from their past. Not the original, but he replaced the original, which was Derek Sherinian. Really good keyboard player. I actually liked the time he was in Dream Theater. He was a real good keyboard player. I missed him in the band, to be honest with you. Anyway, here's the gatefold to it. This is a really good live album. It's their whole first record in its entirety, played live in Los Angeles in 2004. And here's the label. Their custom label. All the record. It's a 2-record set. Both records have the same label, so it looks all the same. But yeah, it's a great release. A really great release. The band sounds fantastic, as always. This is when Mike Portnoy was still the drummer for Dream Theater. He had not left the band yet. So it's really cool to hear his drumming again. I'm so used to Mike Mangini being the drummer for Dream Theater. I didn't forget about Portnoy. It's just been a while since I heard the band with his drumming. I've been so into Mangini these days. I was like, oh yeah, Portnoy. And as always, these live Dream Theater records come with a CD copy, so I can listen to this in the car. Very nice touch when that's done. Beautiful live set. You know, fans of Dream Theater, when we go to see Dream Theater live, we go for the players. There's some great musicianship on this live record. And pretty much every time you go see this band live, you're going to see some phenomenal musicianship, be it drums, be it bass, be it keyboards, or vocals. They have a great singer, James LaBrie, and he sings a lot of these songs fantastic. You know, some of my favorite songs, Fortune Lies. I always call it Yitzy Jam, which is basically Majesty spelled backwards. I just always would pronounce it Yitzy Jam. I don't know that's how you actually pronounce it, but it's Majesty spelled backwards, which was the original name of Dream Theater before they changed it to Dream Theater. So, really cool. Yeah, and what else is on here? The Killing Hand is really cool. Afterlife is fantastic. Only a Matter of Time, To Live Forever. Some great songs on here. Really good live set, especially if you're a big Dream Theater fan like I am. This was cool to see in the vinyl shop. Usually you have to order these online through Dream Theater's website. I actually found this in a shop, and I was like pretty stunned to see it, because this is a series of live records that Dream Theater puts out, which is called the live something like Live But Not Forgotten. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, Lost But Not Forgotten Archives is the name of the series and they put out various different live records or records of demos, and so really good find. So Dream Theater. And let's stick with Dream Theater, shall we? This is a 12-inch single, but it's really cool. I have never seen this ever before, but it's for the song Lie, which was on their, well, third album, I guess you could say. I was going to say second, but it's actually their third album, Awake. And, but it was the second one with James LaBrie as their singer. I never knew Lie had a 12-inch single. I was not aware. And I was pretty stunned to find this in the record shop. Again, found this in a record shop. And when you find, especially when it's from my favorite band, and I find things that I didn't even know existed, that just blows me away. And it is cool. It's an edited version of the song Lie. Well, here you go. Custom label. Very nice. And there's the other side. B-side is the song, well, the demo version, To Take the Time, which is a pretty cool thing to hear. It's not that much different from the original that was on the album version. There are very few differences, but more or less it sounds the way we heard on the album, but very few differences. And the song Space Divest, last track on the Awake album, I have to admit, when I first heard Space Divest, I didn't really like it. Over time, I've grown an appreciation for that song. Now I love listening to it, especially to have it on this 12-inch single is really cool. I have a new appreciation for that song. I really do love to listen to it. And it came out with a poster. I mean, it came with a poster. There we go. Poster of Dream Theater there. Very nice. And on the back of the poster, it folds out to this, which is a little fanzine from Dream Theater, which is a cool touch. I haven't read this yet. I should, tonight I should just make a beer run and give this a read. So, I love seeing stuff like this with the records. It's so awesome. So, very good find for me. Being a big Dream Theater fan, the record before and this one were just two great additions to my Dream Theater vinyl collection. Always great when you can put something rare into the collection. It gets me excited, especially when I find them in the wild. And, discovering singles that I didn't even know existed before is such a cool thing. And I got real excited when I found both those records. That really made my afternoon. All right. I should start a series called Records I Don't Need to Buy. Basically, my whole collection is that. But this record in particular, I really didn't need to buy. But when I show it to you, some of you will understand. Not all of you, but some of you. Once again, we have Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. Yeah, I can't tell you how many copies of this album I have, just on vinyl alone. Let's forget cassette, CD. Just on vinyl, I have a lot of copies of this album. And this is a Japanese pressing. There's the Obi strip there. And that is the only reason I bought it, because I've never seen it with that kind of an Obi strip. I know, pretty lame, right? Like, really? That's why you bought it? But yeah, that's why I bought it. It looks great to me. I mean, I do have other Japanese pressings of this album. It just doesn't have that kind of an Obi strip to it. I have one that has a blue Obi strip, which looks really nice against the yellow here. But it matched the album cover, and it just, to me, it looks really cool. The usual stuff inside, it's on the Charisma label, so I guess I don't really need to show you that. And like all Japanese pressings, we have this this insert inside the jacket, and it's completely written in Japanese, so there's no way I can make heads or tails of what the heck it says. In the back we have lyrics, which are in English, so I'm in luck there. But, well, yeah, there we go. Yet another copy of Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. It is still my favorite Genesis studio album out of all the ones they put out. This one just connects with me on a big way. A big way, even more so than this album. I really love Trick of the Tail. Always have been since I first spun the album for the very first time when I was about 16 years old or so. Maybe 15. And the album, every song on the album just connected to me in a huge way and just blew my mind. So I absolutely love this album. All right, here's an album that's new to my collection, and when I first spun this album, it also blew me away. It's a fun record. It's not one of those serious proggy records. This is a fun record to dance to and just sit back and listen to. It's from the band Squeeze, Sweets from a Stranger. I saw Squeeze a couple months back in concert. They came to my hometown in Stockton with the English Beat opening up. It was a perfect night of music. And I only had to drive 5-10 minutes to go from my house to go see it, which was even better. I'm used to driving far out of town to see shows, so it's nice to be home in 10 minutes. But anyway, it was my first time seeing Squeeze live, and English Beat for that matter. Both bands blew me away. They were fantastic. The whole theater turned into one big dance hall. No one was sitting down. In this show, no one was sitting down for both bands. Everybody got up and danced. A lot of people rushed the stage because there was a big empty area in front of the stage. That turned into a makeshift dance floor. And a lot of people were moving that night, and yours truly was too. And the friends I went with. It was a great night of music, and I really enjoyed Squeeze live. They sounded so good live. So good. I was really impressed with them. And I'm really impressed with this album. This is a really good album. There's the insert there, and the lyrics there. This is just a A&M labeled record, so no big oohs and ahs there. Oh, it has the song with Black Coffee in Bed, which is such a good song. They played a really long version of the song. I saw them live, where each member of the band, had their own little solo during the song. So I think they jammed that song for like over 10 minutes. But it sounded so good. And like I said, it was just a great evening from start to finish. And I don't know what's up with this flap right here. There's this flap just glowing reviews, critic reviews of the record. So I don't know if anyone else's copy, whoever has this record in their collection, if theirs has this little flap thing. It's a little annoying to put the record in and out of that thing. But the music makes it worth the inconvenience. Fantastic album. All the songs. I tend to stick to side 2 because that's where a lot of my favorite tunes are, because the vibe is so good on side 2, but the whole record is stellar. So absolutely love spinning this. Took a chance on it because I have one Squeeze album in my collection. I forgot the name of the actual album, but it contains that song Hourglass, and I like that record too, but this one's so much better. So really cool. Squeeze. I guess you could say this is another album I didn't need to buy because I have it already, but I'll show you what makes this one different. It is from Night Jewel, 1 Second of Love. I love this woman's albums. She's an LA-based artist. I've seen her in concert in LA, the LA area twice. Once in San Francisco, once in Oakland. She always puts on a great show. She's more of a synth pop / R&B songwriter and singer, because she writes all her own songs and does all her own vocals. And she's almost a one-woman band practically, because she plays keyboards, programs all the keyboards, programs all the drums and the sequencing, and she does her own vocals, and she is a one-woman band practically. I mean, of course, when you see her live, she has another keyboard player. It's just her playing keyboards, another guy playing keyboards, drum machine, program, bass lines, but man, it sounds good. So 1 Second of Love, I've had this album already. The reason I went for this copy is because it is on clear vinyl with clear kind of got milky color to it. So it was real nice though. Real nice looking album. And mine was this standard black vinyl, the copy I have. I didn't know that this colored vinyl existed, and it's such a good album. I went and got it anyway. So now here's my second copy of this vinyl record of this album. But it's such, like I said, it's such a good album. The title track, 1 Second of Love, No Doubt is my favorite song on here, but all the songs have these really cool R&B synth pop groove to it. And she has such a beautiful voice. Reminds me a little bit of Janet Jackson in a way. And yeah, such a good album. Such a good album. And I was real happy to find the colored vinyl version of it. That was cool. So, Night Jewel. 1 Second of Love. Great. All right. In the middle of last year, all the way up to now, I've started a Ellen Holdsworth collection on vinyl. And because I was never familiar with this artist to begin with, every time I buy one of his records, it's a blind buy. I'm not familiar with any of the music. I'm just buying it because of the artist's name, because I know he's an artist that will never let me down. And I found another one of his albums. This one's called Secrets. And once again, never let me down. He puts out quality albums. I mean, some albums, obviously, you like more than others, but they're all good. And I enjoy to listen to all of them. And let's take that out here. Show you the label. Label's not really nothing to jump up and down about, but one of my favorite drummers is on this album. Plays drums on most of the songs. Vinnie Colaiuta, who I discovered through, because he used to play drums for Sting back in the late 80s, 90s. Plays drums on this record, on most of the tracks, and does some really tasteful drumming on these songs. He's one of those drummers, Vinnie Colaiuta is one of those drummers, I wish I could play half the things he does. And that would be stepping up my drum game in a big way. That's how intensive a player he is. And you back that up with Ellen Holdsworth, his amazing guitar playing. You got a good record, and this is a good record. Jazz fusion influenced instrumentals. There's some vocals on some of these songs. But Holdsworth is such a good player. I don't really know what my favorite of his records are. I seem to just to love all of them. And I can't really say one is my ultimate favorite because each record has a certain something that the record before that, I don't want to say lacked, but just didn't have. And all his records to me sound somewhat different, somewhat. But God, he's such a good... He's an inspiration to me. I don't play guitar. I only play drums. I tried to play guitar once and I sucked. But I love listening to talented guitar players. They throw ego aside and they're just guys that are just dedicated to the craft of playing guitar. No ego, no image, just a damn good musician. And I find that inspirational. I'm inspired by him. Eric Johnson does the same thing to me too. He's in Holdsworth class as well. So, whew, good album. I'm so glad I got it. Secrets from Ellen Holdsworth. I'm gonna go through these really quick. Just a couple of singles, 12-inch singles. The first one's from Living Color, Funny Vibe. Oh, how I love the groove of this song. And on this 12-inch single, there's like a ton of different remixes of this song. So I think by the time you're done spinning this album or this 12-inch single, you're kind of sick of Funny Vibe. But you know, it has a remix, it has an instrumental, another Funky Vibe remix, Funky Vibe instrumental, a drummer vibe, which actually sounds really cool. And yeah, it's a great song though. From their first album, their debut album, Vivid, which is still one of my favorite albums from the 80s, because it came out in 89. I was just starting junior college at that time. And I remember that record blew me away. That record blew me away, and this song was always a favorite because it had that nice funk groove to it. Oh, I mean, between Muskillings, and who's the bass player, Will Calhoun, who is the drummer, one of my favorite kind of drum bass rhythm sections in music. Yes, of course I love Geddy Lee and Neil Peart and Mike Rutherford and Phil Collins. Of course I love that duo, but the duo on Living Color, the bass and drum duo, excellent, and they show it in the song. All right, let's end with the 80s. The Power Station, 12-inch single for the song Communication. Not much to look at here. But a great song. Another one of my favorite albums from the 80s. You know, you have two guys from Duran Duran. You got Robert Palmer singing. You got the drummer from Chic playing in this band. Magic. Freaking 80s magic. And this special club mix version of Communication sounds really sweet. And the B-side is the song Murderous, which is one of my favorite songs from the album. Very good stuff. So just wanted to show that really quick. All right. I did get a lot of different 45s, but I'll just show just this one because this one really, I think, is special. It just says The Birds, and it's a EP of some kind, or a long play album, as it says here. 33 1/3 long play album, as it's advertised right there. Ah, so great, so great. The big songs on here, So You Want to Be a Rock and Roll Star, Turn, 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 which, God, that is a timeless classic. I absolutely love that song. And the great song, Going Back. Love Going Back. Their version, Phil Collins' version, whoever covers it, it's always a good song. And a lot of songs on this 45. Well, it plays at 33 1/3. I should say 7-inch record. It's not right to call it 45 when it doesn't play at 45. And there's the label. I'm trying to think of the right way to hold it, but there's like printing all around this thing. So some things you're looking at right side up, some things you're looking upside down. But a really cool little record with some classic, timeless classic songs on it. I love the sound of the Birds. Such a great band. That 60s sound, that 60s psychedelic pop rock sound, that LA 60s sound. Oh, so cool. I really wish I was a young person during that era. That would have been fun, especially living in LA during that time would have been even funner. So, good times when I listen to this. This is one that I'm really going to cherish. I love this little record here. All right, that's it. Quick and easy in and out. Showing the records here. Please leave me some comments. Please talk to me, and we'll get a little conversation started. Let me know what you think of some of these, and share stories or thoughts. I'd love to hear from all of you. All right, that's going to do it. Until next time. See you at the next one.